Today was a glitch of a spark day, and I'm going to share it with you. Fridays have been a horrible day in my market for months now. I did complete a $30 payout, local, easy drop-off through delivered, which I was grateful for. And I stayed in town and I multi-apped Shipt and Spark. I accepted a Home Depot Spark, and I noticed, 35-minute wait, pickup time, 1:55. So I look at the Shipt. You know what? I'll drive back that way. I went to Food Bazaar. I picked up 8 items on the Shipt app, and the drop-off was in Levittown, and the Spark Home Depot pickup was in Levittown. So I got lucky. I got in Home Depot at about 10 after 2. They said 1:55 expected pickup, because you tap the timer and it won't allow you, it'll tell you you're too early. Now, when I picked up at Home Depot, now I'm getting more comfortable with Home Depot. If I'm allowed to review the items, I rely too much on the worker. Like I walked in, she called me over. I said, I'm a Spark. I could read her whole body image changed completely. She thought I was a customer. I said, I'm here for 2 Sparks. She strutted on back to go get the products. She said, that's it. That's all. Like such an attitude. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And then I noticed they removed one. So it was still a double drop-off. It was a 15 and change payout, very local drop-offs. But one customer had 2 items. When I got to the drop-off, I noticed it was a specialty light bulb and a package of batteries. She only gave me a package of batteries. But she made it clear when she came from the back, that's it. I think she knew. I really do. I don't want to, save face anymore or not step on someone's tippy toes. I think the worker knew. So be careful when you do that with Home Depots, because now I'm getting more comfortable. I'm more confident. I didn't do Home Depots for a while because there was always a problem. You can, as long as you can review the order, question the worker. Because when I got to the drop-off, I was like, well, I'll take a picture of the batteries. It was like a package of batteries. So they see that's all I dropped off. Because when I got there, it said 2 units. Or 2 items, 2 units. I'm not sure how that works, but 2 items. 2 different items. It was a light bulb and a package of batteries. And I really do believe that the workers know what's going on. But her whole body image just changed. The moment I walked up, I was like, hello, how are you? I'm here for 2 Sparks. She was like, what's the names? Her whole body language changed. Anyway, I did multitask after the delivery. Fridays have been horrible. So for me to be home early and say that I earned 30, 45, 55, $65, that's a score it just died afterwards. I had a problem. After I finished that, I waited a little bit and I was cleaning out my phone and the right order came in. It wasn't a high payout. I said, I'll call it a day. I'll do that $13 pickup. It was 3 items from the East Meadow Walmart. And it was surgical gloves and granola. A bag of granola. So I got the 3 items. I'm reading the app. And this is what I see. I get to this point. Check out sooner with Scan and Go. Spark Shopper registers, because they're making it better in my market. So I get to the screen and it freezes. I'm like, oh my God. I already called the person over, and at this specific Walmart in East Meadow, they like you to walk up, even if there's a long line. You go tell the person who's running the show with the self-checkout, you grab one of the people, you tell them you're Spark. Now, I haven't been there in a while because I just haven't been there in a while. But I know they like that one over there. So he goes, you're Spark. And I go, yes. And I've seen the man before. And, I stop him from what he was doing. Well, I let him finish. And then he goes over to the machine and they unlock the machine. That's what the workers do. They unlock it. And then they expect you to scan the QR code. And it froze at that moment. 5 minutes into it. And that's including, he's not knowing what I'm looking at. He was like, so how much you getting paid for this? Meanwhile, I'm standing there. I'm like, oh, I got a little short with him because the app is freezing. And I'm wasting this man's time. And I'm like, damn it. It was a $13 payout. The drop-off was only down the street. I said, I'll run in and I'll run out. And then I was heading home. I knew I was going to call it a day after that. Because Fridays have been pathetic in my market. So he's trying to make small talk with me. And he's asking me how much I'm getting paid. I'm like, I felt like saying, how much do you think I'm getting paid? I'm a Sparker. How much do you really think I'm getting paid? I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I was upset because the phone froze, the app froze. And now he's looking at it like I put it down because some people think, well, I know how to show you how to do it. Like, you've been doing this for 3 years, but I can show you how it's done, whatever. I'm so short fused with that. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit, I guess, cynical, snarly. Is that a word? But can you blame me? Again, use that as a beta tester. Now I'm going to show you another picture that they put a sticker over this one register because they're trying to figure it out. That I'm going to go back to that point, that thought. They're trying to figure out how can they make it better. The Walmart in another town down the street, it's more like a food store. Now at the self-checkout, the last time I was there, because you could disappear for an hour, you could come back and it can change. 20 items or less, or Spark people. Done. That's how it works there. The last time I was there. So they're trying to work it out in my market. They're trying to figure out how can we make this more seamless, less manpower, get the shoppers in and out as fast as possible, and not interfere with the workers who are taking care of the customers who are in store. They have to work it out. But the app froze again. So check this out. This is what it says. You can see the sticker is over the sign because they're making changes. And I didn't mean to get nasty, like short with the man. He actually got wise with me. Like once he realized she don't want to communicate with me. Like, not that I didn't want to communicate with him, but I was standing there. I had somebody trying to think, I'll help you, little one. Like, you've never done this before, like the other day with that guy. I mean, he was trying to make it seem as if you don't know what you're doing. I'm going to make it harder on you. That's annoying. You could tell I'm really trying to keep a positive attitude here while I'm doing my thing. I am working for the money. And I do take, no matter what the job is, and I've shoveled shit for money, I do it with pride because I'm getting paid to do it and someone's paying me to provide a service. But there's a lot of stuff that happens while you're doing it. It's exhausting. Do you see it? It's a sticker over the sign. You can see 15 items or less, and they put a blue sticker over it. This one self-checkout, scan and go, Spark Shopper. But then maybe their future plan is the Spark Shopper won't have to stop the employee who's helping other customers and watching over another 6 or 8 self-checkouts. The Spark Shopper won't have to bother our employee. And the worker, he actually looked through me when I turned around after 7 minutes speaking with the Spark customer service. I didn't want to be rude. I said, they canceled the order. You could tell he was don't even talk to me. Just give me the products. You didn't, whatever. I'm just. I feel that most of you delivery people, gig workers, we're being used as beta testers. We help these companies figure things out. All of us. And I just see change after change after change after change. I wish I got paid to be a beta tester. And all the videos we upload, I know we're speaking to a community. We're doing it to earn a little bit of YouTube income, which is passive income. But we're helping these companies, especially when you show screenshots and visuals. Why is that happening? That shouldn't happen. We're helping them work it out. Now, that worker he looked right through me when I called him over to tell him that, the shop was canceled. I didn't want to just walk away and just leave the products on the self-checkout. And you could tell, I'm looking through you. You're nobody to me now. As if, you didn't give me the attention that I wanted. And you didn't validate my existence the way I expected you to. That's how I took it. Maybe I'm a bit cynical. But I'm just there's never, and this is the point I want to make. There's rarely ever sympathy to the gig worker. And the gig workers have to tolerate others where very few tolerate us. At first I'm I watch so many people give the workers a hard time. You know what? It's not always the delivery driver. It's not always the gig worker. That's a fact. And I don't want to be nice anymore. He made me uncomfortable. He was asking me, I know in other countries people talk how much they earn among each other. It's known not to be used. Everybody's paid on the same thing. But you're asking a gig worker, how much you getting paid? Really, how much you think I'm getting paid? And can't you tell by looking at me there's something wrong? I'm looking at the phone. And I wasn't standing here because I wanted to give you attention. I was standing here because I want to pay for the products so I can scan them out and I could go deliver them and finish my job. And that's how I felt. And, I just, why do we always have to, for a long time, I put down gig workers. It's not always the gig worker. And the apps drive you crazy. And we are beta testers. Nobody's ever sympathetic, very rarely, sympathetic to the gig worker earning an income through these apps. The food delivery person. They're the ones that are always blamed if something goes wrong. I would love to get paid as a beta tester. I know the videos we produce, us YouTube creators, help these companies figure things out. I listen to many channels, and I agree with their perception. 100%. The more I'm in it, the longer I'm in it, the more I see the light. Until the next video clip. Have a good one, everyone. I will be working tomorrow, first time in 5 weeks, on a Saturday, completing 2 scheduled deliveries through Delivered. Late morning until early afternoon. Until the next video. Bye for now. Visit myincomejob.com and underneath the tag topics, click on Dumpling Boss Shopper app if you want to learn more about the Dumpling app.